Welcome to the Air We Weeb. I am Shawna.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Creation Ass.
No, you're a creation and not a creator, huh?
But where's Weeb?
Well, yeah, Weeb isn't here today because he had a lot of Boat Boy homework, so we will be reinstating the segment, What Would Weeb Think? And we have a couple ideas because he watched the first 2 episodes. So I also messaged him hoping he would be able to come in and, do a segment, but he hasn't responded. So he probably won't be here. But today...
Don't make me cut that in, please.
Today we are reviewing Recreators, which is a 22-episode show that should have been 12. That's my thoughts on that.
I agree.
Az, do you want to give us a description of the show?
It's a reverse isekai.
That's not enough.
So basically, this creation goes sort of AWOL and starts taking characters from different mediums like manga, anime, and video games, and starts bringing them into the real world, trying to cause chaos and by destroying the world as physics tries to correct itself, as, giant magical floating robots don't really exist in the real world.
They don't.
And it's about how the two sort of factions, the ones that wants to save the world and the ones that want to destroy the world, sort of fight each other. And along the way, they
learn the power of friendship. No, they don't.
They don't learn the power of friendship.
Yeah. So, to sum that up, basically characters from the fictional world become real and start fighting to either destroy the world or save it.
Every teenage boy's dream.
And basically, we're going to not say any spoilers for 2 minutes, and then we're going to say spoilers. But Tim, what did you think of the show overall?
Overall, I think I enjoyed it. I think it definitely gets better at the end, although the beginning is a big drag. But just kind of wait till things start picking up with the action, and then eventually by the end, I'd say it was a good experience.
What did you think, Az?
Yeah, I'd probably agree. There's some draggy bits, especially the slice of life kind of stuff. I know why they did it, to try and, develop the bonds between the peoples, but, it was pretty draggy. There's a lot of expositional dialogue.
That doesn't make any sense.
So much dialogue. You'll, basically space out for the first, 8 episodes.
Okay, it makes sense for the character, but it doesn't make good anime.
It's just, for me, it was psychobabble. They were just talking, and nothing they said made any sense in actual reality. They were just talking to talk, and it's I see that you're trying to give me some sort of basis for what you're thinking, but you are thinking in circles, and nothing you say
Get to the point.
Sense. Yeah, it was so annoying. I enjoyed the concept, and I enjoyed parts of the show, but there were just so many giant, annoying plot holes and problems that made me angry for, the entire show. The last 5 episodes were, way more interesting, like Tim said.
Yeah.
That was a cool, climax. I enjoyed that, and I was invested. But it was just come on, guys. Everything was just based on, a stupid misunderstanding.
What the
All the fights, every single fight was based on someone not knowing.
Who the other person.
Yeah, not knowing the truth. And so, as a watcher, you're just if you would just say 6 words to tell them the truth, we wouldn't have to fight right now, and we could all fight against the villain. But that's too much for these people.
That's so anime in itself.
But it's
so meta.
No, it's a terrible, terrible device, and I hate it.
Meta.
We're gonna talk about spoilers now. I guess we're supposed to say would we
recommend it?
Yeah, I would not recommend it. No.
I think I would recommend it if it's your 50th show on the list. Otherwise, there are much better shows I'd rather watch, but it's not horrible.
Yeah.
If you like really cool character designs, I would say you should watch it.
Yeah, it does have some really cool designs.
Okay, spoilers.
It's got some good themes too. So
yeah,
spoilers happening. We're supposed to give a more detailed summary of the show now, but there's literally no more information. Basically, a character comes to life from the fictional world and that character decides they want to destroy the real world and all fictional worlds. And then they bring a whole bunch of other characters from the fictional world into the real world, and the characters decide whether they want to fight with the evil character or fight with the world, and they're all gearing up for this massive battle at the end, which happens in the last 5 episodes, which was fun. But there's so many problems. Like, they don't ever even explain why the main character, Altair, or whatever her name is, the main evil character, why she can't just attack and use her powers. It has something to do with, it'll throw off the balance of the world. But it's like, it's just such a stupid reason, and they don't ever explain it. And so we're just supposed to believe that she just hangs out for 6 months, just waiting for them to, like, mount their counterattack. That's how long it takes them to plan their counterattack. Yeah. And she just sits there, waiting? Like,
the reason is because they want a big finale with the epic fight with all the characters.
Which is awesome, but, like, it makes no sense that she would just wait. Like, no, she has no plan of her own. She's just waiting for them to attack her. That was so stupid. And every single character, their motivations don't make any sense. It's just so frustrating.
So the one thing I noticed about their fights, when, like, everything starts destabilizing, she starts destabilizing first, because I guess she's the least popular. And maybe that's why she can't attack. It's still pretty contrived, but
yeah, no, I get that. Like, I understand that the reason that she can't fight at full power is she destabilizes because of the balance of the world. But it doesn't make any sense why she's the one who can't really fight and everyone else can. And then it doesn't really make sense that she's not trying to bring about a plan where she can fight in full form. She just waits for them.
Send her minions to fight.
Yeah. And, like, all her minions, every single one doesn't realize that they're fighting to destroy the world. Every single one has just believed her lies.
I think Blitz does.
Blitz?
Yeah, I think he does, but he has different motivation.
That knows what's going on, and then he switches later when he gets a better offer. But, like, the knight, Alice, she has no idea that she's trying to destroy the world.
So stupid.
She's so stupid. Oh my goodness, she was so annoying. And then who else is there? Oh, and are we just gonna freaking forget that one of the best characters, Magane, just disappears by the end? She doesn't go back to her world. She's just a psychopath left in our world, just roaming around. They don't even address it. They don't even.
I know, that's so confusing. Because
I can't with this show.
Like, she's definitely a bad person. Like, I know they try to make it seem like, oh, she's kind of ambivalent. Like, sometimes she's nice, sometimes no, she's a bad person.
Chaos
she's terrible. She is a sociopath.
She kills a person, like, within, like, 10 minutes.
Her powers or something.
Okay, so that's what that was? Her powers were in that rock?
No.
It's like a metaphor.
Because remember, Meteora loses her magic eventually.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that she gave her powers to stupid Soda so that he could. But he used her power. How did he use her power?
He didn't use it. She used it. Remember when she gave him the thing? She said she was going to help him.
Yes.
And she asked him a question. She said, like, she'd make his dream come true, and he said he didn't believe her.
Okay. So that's when
and then she just delayed the activation, like, saying thing.
Okay, well, that was stupid. I hate that. I wish it was made more clear, but okay. That's what this show is, I guess. There are so many terrible points of the show, I don't even know where to start. One redeeming part of the show for me was I did like the characters, and I realized how much I liked them when they started killing everybody. I think that's actually kind of a positive thing. I like that people died. That was interesting.
There were actual stakes somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, one of the faces of the show, just, like, partway through the climax is just like, self-explosion.
Yeah. I liked Salacia a lot. I didn't want her to die. And it was also so stupid that her stupid ally from the other world just couldn't understand that he was fighting to destroy the world. Like, they had this whole long conversation, and I have no idea what either of them said.
She's, like, chasing him, trying to talk to him. He's just like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I gotta force the creator. You don't understand. Like, this person I just met told me this is the way it works.
It was so annoying. I was so mad, because, like, he doesn't
He's
even
the worst.
understand he's trying to destroy the world, and he doesn't believe her, and they're like best friends, and it's like,
Yeah.
and so of course they
It's
have
like,
to
how
both
would you
die.
not trust your girlfriend, like the person that you love, like
I
over some
assumed he thought
person
she
in
was
an evil
brainwashed or
military outfit?
He didn't even indicate that he thought she was
Yeah.
brainwashed. She's just like, meh, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna fight. And it's like, well, if you fight, you idiot, then the entire world is gonna, like, explode. But alright then. That
Tim,
was
who was your favorite character?
Just in general, probably Altair, I think. I just really like that character design, and I thought, in terms of motivation, theirs kind of made the most sense, even though it's not really explained, like how they are even self-aware in the first place or how their power works. Like, I
Yeah.
don't really understand that, but just in terms of, like, especially by the end, where you see it kind of come to a fruition with the creator and her, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I would have liked to have known, like, why was she the first character that became real? Like, I know they said that she was born out of her creator's grief, but, like,
Yeah, it's kind of
it
hand-waved.
doesn't really make sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did like also that her, like, where she's from is different from everyone, where she's not tied to any one story. She's kind of
Yeah.
just added on by lots of different people.
Yeah, all of these concepts in the show are really cool. I like the idea of it. It's just like the execution is such a mess. It's
Yeah.
like, why?
Mhm.
Like, we should have. Why did Alice just suddenly change sides without having any explanation? Like, did she suddenly just realize that she was working with the enemy? Like, they
I
never
think it
gave her a
was-
moment where she was like, you know what? I think that Altair killed Mamika. And so now I'm going to join the other side. It was just like all of a sudden she was on the other side. And it's just like, you're so dumb. Like, did you figure it out? I don't know.
She confronts someone, doesn't she? And then she talks to her creator.
Yeah, I think the talk with her creator was like the turning point where she kind of realized what she should be doing. And I
It
think
was
maybe
just-
Mamika has something to do with that.
All of
Yeah,
these
Monica's
freaking
character.
conversations make no sense. Like,
It's
all
not.
of their conversations are psychobabble. Nothing they
Yeah,
say
there's-
makes any sense.
I know.
There's a lot of fat they needed to cut out of that script.
Like, they
Like-
could just say what they want to say and what they're trying to say, but they dance around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it
I
doesn't-
found
it's
like
not
a
clear.
lot of
Had
this,
the runtime.
a lot of the scenes sort of had, like, it was unclear what the scene was trying to say to the viewer because the dialogue
Mhm.
talked in circles so much.
Hmm.
And by the end of the scene, you're left kind of like, okay, I think this is what I'm supposed to get from this scene, but I'm not entirely sure because they never hit any actual emotional beat that they should have.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm supposed to land. And then, like, they had scenes where you did understand what was going on. So, like, you were able to follow. But it was just so frustrating.
It was very frustrating.
Ah.
Everything I blocked out from the first time I watched the show.
Yeah, you've seen it twice now, right?
Yeah. The fights still just as good. Such good fights.
Yeah, the swords that, like, spin around her that's a
Yeah.
super cool
Oh, I love it.
weapon.
It's super, like, Final Fantasy. I know there's a character that, like, does that with the sword
Yeah.
spinning around him, but anytime I see it, it's so just cool. Even though it's all 3D, but
They meld to 3D. There's some like rough spots, but the melding of 3D is really well done, I think. The show in general is just beautiful.
except for the cars and the robots.
Yeah, the robots look so good.
The robots look good to me. The car looked terrible.
I think the robots probably looked better because it's at night and you can't see as much, so it looks
Yeah.
a little moodier.
They also worked a lot harder on the robots than on like the 2 car scenes.
Yeah, we're
The
not
car scenes look bad.
we're
Yeah.
not putting our budget into the car scenes.
I will say that it did leave me wanting to do like a mecha anime
Mhm.
at some point. We haven't done one yet. I've never seen any, but it did make me interested.
Oh, we could do Gurren Lagann. I don't know though.
Yeah.
Not next
Long.
week. I can't do
Not
another
next week.
24
Too
hours.
long.
24,
next week's a
episode
special
show.
one. Did you guys say what your favorite characters were?
No.
Oh.
In terms of who I liked watching, probably the villain character Magane. She's interesting.
Yeah.
I hated Soda. I wanted him to actually die.
He's such a bad protagonist.
He's so terrible. All he does
yes.
is like stand there with his mouth open for 12 episodes while we wait for his like traumatic reveal to be revealed. And by the time it's revealed, you know what it is. It's either he created Altair or his little girlfriend did. It's like it's one of those two. So it's not shocking. Just tell me. And the fact that he's like so hung up on the idea that he killed her, it's like, no, she killed herself. You were an awful person, but she killed herself. And that really bugged me that no one corrected him. It's like, she made the decision to kill herself. You did not kill her.
Yeah, they really shamed him.
That was frustrating. But I liked Salacia too. I liked watching Best Boy, what's his name again with the purple hair?
Onishi?
Oh.
Say again?
No.
Onishi.
No.
What's his name?
No.
What's his name?
Mirakuji.
It's Yuya.
I don't remember.
Yuya.
Mirakuji.
Yeah.
I liked
Yuya
watching.
Mirakuji.
I liked watching him and his opponent that is actually his friend, Show or whatever. They were interesting.
I wanna read that.
I know.
I know, that was the problem with like so many things that they feature that are fake looked actually interesting. Like that one in Code Babylon.
Yeah, I loved Suguru Ray. I can't remember the female mangaka who did Blitz's anime. I liked her a lot. I wish that she got more screen time because she was super interesting.
Yeah, she has like the most interesting scene in the show, and it's like towards the end, and that's like all we get.
You mean when she gets shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good scene. I like that a lot.
She's like, I know I messed you up, so I know you would do this because it's in your character. And then she starts like doing that thing where she says exactly what he's saying.
It's so good.
Yeah, that was such a good scene. I liked her a lot. She was super cool. I don't know. A lot of the characters are really cool. There'd just be a problem with like their motivations or their brain. It's just like, what
I like how Mamika is like the strongest, even though she like just fights with hearts and stuff, and it's like happiness.
I love
She's
that.
like, whoa, you could like kill everybody right now.
Yeah, because magical girls are like the top of the top. And
they're OP.
They're always OP.
I loved that she was like, but there's not supposed to be any blood.
Yeah.
Like, that was super realistic. She ended up being a really cool character. I liked her a lot.
Her death was really...
She still feels like Madoka Light to me.
Of course she is. She's Madoka Light 100%.
Who's that?
Even her name.
Well, look at her design. She's literally Madoka.
She's
Who is
literally
Madoka?
Madoka Magica.
Yeah, Madoka Magica.
We need to watch that just for Tim.
Yeah, we have to.
I think so, because I have no idea what that is.
What did I like? Oh, I thought in the recap episode, which had some funny moments, where it kept saying, Salacia's not weak. Salacia's not weak. When, like,
she's not weak.
Madoka Light was attacking her.
Yeah.
It was funny. I like that.
Yeah, they're like, I know you're thinking,
That is the best.
I know you're thinking she's weak because she's losing to this girl, but she's not.
Actually, when I watched it, I didn't think that reflected on Salacia being weak. I thought it just showed how strong Mamika was.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think that, Salacia can't do anything. It was like, well, she doesn't have her main weapon, for one. And two, Madoka Light is really intense.
I really like that recap episode. I love recap episodes where it's told from a specific character's point of view.
Yeah, she like completely redesigned her character to look like super hot, like the bikini.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on?
Stick.
No, yeah, I know. There's just enough fan service to not be super annoying.
It bugged me. The one thing I didn't like was there's fan service throughout. It's not too bad. But when Onishi, or the stupid mangaka that we hate,
exists.
Yeah, I hated A, that he existed. B, that he put poor little Otome girl into like that terrible outfit, and she was honestly very uncomfortable. I didn't like that. I know that was for humor, that they did that to be funny, but it's like, you're making this girl like be half naked and she doesn't like it, and like it's not funny. I don't know. I didn't like that.
I did like that she was a character from X-rated game, because that like totally exists, and the fact that they included it like just like at the end, it was funny.
And like a person who couldn't fight, like the one person.
And she turns out to be like the strongest.
because they rewrite her.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, all of the spells and like special moves they would call out were so ridiculous. It was like 50 words for
I
each
couldn't
special
understand
move.
any of it,
Which
and it was like
is
all like
so ad.
Yeah,
It was, like,
I know why
German.
they did it.
The show is just too meta sometimes.
yeah.
It's like meta to a fault.
Yeah. It's pretty I appreciated it because I knew what they were doing, but it was just like, oh my goodness, come on.
I love when she did her moves and like still frame. Text,
Yeah.
text.
Yeah. It's
Mm.
funny. Let's see. I'd say that once I was like halfway through the show, I had gotten used to its failings. Like I was
Yeah.
less annoyed by everyone being a complete idiot. Like at the beginning of the show, I was like, "Why are you fighting? You would be on the same side if you exchanged 12 words with each other." And it was so annoying. And then things started happening and it was a little better. But can we talk about how horrible Soda is? I hate him. I hate him so much.
He's so bad.
awful.
And
Like-
it doesn't help that he's the same guy who does Deku, because I have a lot of the same problems with Deku.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like they kind of just let things happen to them a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And his personality, I just can't get with. Like the whole like, oh, woe is me, stuff happens to me, I'm so terrible. Like I just can't get behind that.
Yeah.
It's just not super interesting for me.
I felt like Soda he had no purpose at all. He did two things. One, reveal that his tragic backstory was connected to Altair existing, and two, being able to basically win the boss battle at the end. Everything else, he was useless. He had no
Yeah.
point. And like I kind of like the idea of them using the idea that a main character that's kind of done some really bad things instead of like a main character who's like super righteous and all this stuff. I like the idea of that because his whole trauma was that he didn't stand by his friend when his friend was going through online bullying and his friend killed herself. And so then he feels guilty for that because he was an absolutely awful person. But like, I don't know, that whole conversation that he had with Magane at the end on the balcony, like she was basically saying they were the same. And that was so much psychobabble in 7 minutes that I don't know what they
It
were
was.
trying to tell me. Because I'm like, how are you the same? Like, he obviously cares about what he did and the result. Magane doesn't care. They were saying that they were the same because, oh, Soda doesn't care as long as he gets the result he wants. It's like the entire thing, this entire show, he's been a whiny baby. Like, yes, he does care. He's not like you at all. Like, I didn't understand what they were trying to get at.
I think she was trying to fix him.
Yeah.
She, I think, clearly likes him, at least because of the things he does, like how he hides information. Like, I think she
Why-
can get behind that.
Why do people like him so much?
I don't know.
Every character likes him.
He's so awful.
Just for
know.
no reason.
Like, there's a battle for the world going on, and he doesn't tell anybody that he knows exactly who the villain is and why they're doing
Yeah.
everything. He just hides it for like 11 episodes. It made me so angry. I was like, people are dying, you psychopath. Like, tell people what you know. And then he finally does, and I'm like, ugh, now I have no use for you. Get off my screen.
I also hated that ending where he comes in to save the day. I totally knew it was going to happen when they like bring up that, oh, I've got something that could help, and they're like, oh no, that's not gonna help at all. I'm like, oh, it's definitely going to help.
I hate how they skirt around like trying to keep the reveals down. It's like, it's time to bring in that character. That character? We can't bring in that character. That
Yeah.
character, you know that character.
Yeah.
They really skirt around reveals a lot in general, and they just miss the boat completely. Like, they should have told us Soda's backstory, like, around episode 6. It would have made
They
him
like
way
give us
less
a glimpse
annoying.
right at the beginning. And
Also-
then it's like,
There's no point in keeping him around. He's a 16-year-old high school student. They don't know that he knows something about the mega boss. Why are they keeping him around? Why is this, like, top secret government agency keeping this 16-year-old kid around? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Or the other like
I'm-
writers,
What?
or the other writers as well, like the people that are just like people that write the stories, the
well,
creators.
they're protecting them because a bunch of people have died.
So just throw him in a
Alright.
cell like the other dude I happened to.
Throw them in a cell.
He got kidnapped by the enemy.
It's like we're gonna put these people that we're supposedly protecting in the middle of these action battles that
Oh,
are like
that's
literally bending the rules of the laws of physics.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird. I don't know why they were allowed to.
The funniest thing was that they're like, okay, I thought it was cool when this, like, this military group like abducts them and is like, we know that there's something going on. I'm like, okay, cool. So they're gonna have to like work around this government agency. But then the government agency is like, you guys can do whatever you want. Like, go ahead, just leave. Like, get into massive battles. Just give us a call.
Yeah, like how they just completely
What?
let, what's her name, Magane, go. Like they didn't even go after her, even though she's
Just let her
literally
run
killed
loose.
somebody.
Oh yeah, they didn't do anything. Like, this government organization knows that the world is like coming to an end, and they're just letting like 10 misfits run around, do whatever they want. Like, there's no
Yeah.
and some random woman from like internal affairs is running everything. Like, where's the leader of Japan? Like, why aren't we talking to the
Where's
president?
the emperor?
He doesn't get to know.
I don't know. It was just I was excited when they got like kidnapped by like that military group, because I was like, oh, things are gonna go off.
I was gonna say, I do like the fact that for once, like, the government isn't the bad guy
Yeah,
constantly.
same.
It was nice that they're like, they're attacking. It's just another government's fighting the weird magical powered weirdos in the real world. Oh no, they're actually gonna help them. Yay!
Yeah, it had a real positive like outlook on the government and like their role in helping people. Like it was almost like too on the nose, like almost like oh, well, look how great government is. Like
Yeah.
Wow, thanks, government.
It was trying to be
Yeah.
very, very, Japan's great. We love Japan.
Yeah.
Japan's amazing. You guys should love Japan too.
yeah, which brings me to another point where you see like real life locations in Japan because they're really trying to cement that no, this is the real Japan. Like not like where these characters are from, which is like some made up fictional
Yeah.
Japan. But
Yeah, I liked that.
Some things had fake names. I remember that.
I
well,
liked
the
that
UFO table cafe was real.
Yeah.
in the Oedo onsen. I've been there. I love that onsen. It was so cool to see them in there. I was like, I've been there.
Was your
It was
experience
awesome.
the same as theirs?
It was very similar, yes.
Yeah, I've never been to one, but every time it's like almost every show I watch has a onsen scene, and that's
Yeah.
usually where the fan service comes in.
Yep.
Yep.
What a good time. Let's see. What haven't we talked about? Oh, best boy and best girl. I don't know.
Well, best boy I think is you or Yuya,
Yeah.
Who's that again?
Very
purple
goofy.
hair guy.
Oh yeah, he's probably best boy. I liked Show too. His
Yeah,
his
but he's
friend.
not in it. Like he's
Flower
only in
was
it
so
like the last
cool.
couple episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like Blitz. He was cool.
Yeah.
I hated that they waited so long to get deeper into him though.
Also, his power's kind of weak. He just shoots a gun.
yeah.
He shoots a gun with gravity bullets.
All right. Okay.
He's from a detective story.
He can
so,
also
like,
fly.
Come on, cut him some slack.
Who's the best girl?
Ooh, this is hard because there's actually a lot of like great female characters, which is not
Yeah.
super common.
I
But
like Celicia, and
Celestio's good.
Meteora was cool too.
I like Meteora. She's best girl, even if she's just Ram.
I just feel like she just talks nonstop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please
Yeah.
stop talking. Please stop talking.
That knocks her
It's so
down
part
for
of
me.
her character. Like, she's the
Yeah.
weird librarian that her whole character's being an exposition dump.
Yeah. Except her exposition makes no sense.
Yeah. Just like a real RPG game.
I liked, you know how I feel about Magane. I like her too, but I don't think you can call a villain a best girl.
She's pretty great, though.
Yeah, I liked her. She was fun.
Yeah, Mimika was pretty good, and I really liked Suruga, the mangaka for Code Babylon.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome. Best girl is not Alistaria. Absolutely not.
Never.
I lost it when she dies and her mangaka just starts bawling. I was like, I cannot with this. Okay, with this show, I'm an incredible like emotional lightweight. I cried a bunch of times. Even
When
though,
did you cry first?
When
did I
everyone
cry
else cried.
first? I don't remember, but I cried at least 3 times in this show.
It's probably
you
at
cry
the
when
end.
Mamika died.
I don't remember. What gets me to cry is the emotional reaction to a bad thing happening. So, like, when I see the mangaka just weeping that his character is dead.
Yeah.
And
Well, this is actually interesting because you can probably somewhat relate because you create and you write. So
yeah.
how would you feel if your creations
goodness.
came and visited you?
Oh my goodness, I would feel so guilty and I would never write again. Like, all of these people are so insane. They're like, I'm just gonna go back and continue my manga and, like, destroy these people's lives. Like, now that you know every single story you write is real, you're seriously gonna put all these people through this? I would never write again. Like, I don't know why they just are like, okay, back to work. It's like, no.
Well, they're
Stop.
kind of
Your
like...
writings are much darker than some of
What,
Well,
think of Alisteria's world. She was literally
yeah.
standing on a mound of bodies that were her, like, countrymen. And
She's
just,
like ReZero meets Goblin Slayer meets...
yeah, she was standing in a world of blood. Thank you very much. Like, and nobody cared. Everyone's like, we'll just keep writing. It's cool. It's like, it's not cool.
interesting.
Stop.
I love
Yeah, but
Suruga's...
copy and stories.
Oh my
I
goodness, that
yeah.
got me. I cried so much when she was like, please just give my world stories and coffee. I was like, oh my goodness. Such a good
Sorry,
line.
Tim, what were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, Suruga's reasoning, where he questions, he's like, why did you do this? And he's like, because it's interesting. Like, people like that. It makes it more entertaining.
Yeah.
I love that the stupid Bancho boys give away the spoilers.
Yeah, that was great. And his reaction, he's like, no! He's like, I have to rewrite it all.
If you guys found out that everything that you wrote was real, would you be able to continue writing?
I would just write cooler worlds.
But
like,
you
well, I
can't
can't
write
wait.
something without suffering, and you'd be okay with, like, torturing people?
Everyone, wisdom comes from suffering. Haven't you heard?
But you think that's your job as a person
No.
to do that to a whole world of other people?
No, but I'd still do it probably, because I'm a terrible person.
I just wish that was addressed a little in the show. Everyone just acted
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is fine."
Well,
It's like,
they try to justify it a couple times by saying, like, what it does for, like, the viewers or the readers or the people that are experiencing these stories here.
Yeah. Well,
Because
people
it
like
gives
the Hunger
them
Games
hope
too.
and stuff like that. Like, that's why we make stories, is to make people feel things and to help. So that's, like, kind of justifying it.
Yeah, I totally get that, and like I
Definitely
agree.
trying to inspire people. Yeah.
I agree if it wasn't creating real people whose real lives are getting destroyed, but you know that's just
Real, quote unquote.
But it is real. We just found out that literally every story is real in a different.
It was real
world.
because some random character brought them to the real world, but they're still like, it's just
I
like
don't
if I
think
wrote
so.
something on a piece of paper, like, that's not real.
No, I think that's what they were saying. They said
Creates
that
an alternate reality.
they said that this literally creates an alternate reality that is real. All of these worlds are real. It wasn't just like she became real, so she made other people real. It was these alternate realities all exist, like, for real. If
Yeah.
it was the other way, I would be like, okay, yeah, whatever, do it. But, like, I don't know. Super rough.
It's just, how do you keep people from wanting to make stories and use their imagination?
I mean, you can't. I feel like nobody would know, right? But once you know, I couldn't do it anymore.
Not intentionally, at least.
Yeah, like, I think anyone, and Meteora basically becomes an author.
Yeah.
It's
It's like,
why?
I want to share my own story. Because they're trying to sell people on making more stuff. That's all this is. It's a giant ad to try and get more people in the industry.
You think?
Probably.
I love that. That's like one of my favorite aspects of the show, is how they, like, kind of bring the industries to the, like, kind of how they interweave them and how they
Yeah.
work together. I thought that was really cool.
I love shows about the anime industry, like Bakuman, which is the best one. And then I've watched a couple other ones that aren't as good.
Nozaki-kun.
Yeah, it's so cool. I love it. It's so awesome. So I really like that, and I really liked getting to see the authors. That was really awesome.
I love how there's so much, like, emphasis on deadlines. Like, I have a
Yeah.
deadline. I
have a
can't do
deadline.
this.
I can't be out here. Because that's literally what it's like. These people,
Yeah.
like, if you look at some mangaka's schedules, they sleep for like 4 hours a night. They work for like 18 hours, and then they have like food breaks. And
Mhm.
so the idea of them going out for an hour is literally non-existent. Like, they can't even leave their house. So once you understand that, like, they literally have no time to make their deadline, it's mind-blowing, the schedule that a lot of them are on. And like that can get better the more successful you get because you can afford assistance and stuff. But like it's still an insane industry where you're like you basically kill yourself to make these stories, and I just can't
That's why
believe...
that the government lady said, "Kill yourself."
Yeah, she's like, I need you all to do this and kill yourselves doing it, please and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did we say best ship? Who's best ship?
I don't know.
Onishi and Hikayu.
No, I hate him. He's horrible. He's a pervert.
It's
It'd
clearly
probably be
Mirakuji
Sho.
and Sho.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine.
Romance is best romance.
I liked Salacia and Charon, even though he was an idiot and like was trying to kill her. I like the idea of them. Like when they showed that flashback
like...
of them fighting side by side, I was like, oh.
That seemed very shoujo to me.
What, their dynamic?
Yeah.
Didn't they say that she was from an anime for girls?
Did they?
I think, I don't know if that
Was that
line
Mimika?
Guys usually don't write anime for girls stuff. Like her plot is very shonen though. But I guess she's the main character, so it would be shoujo usually.
I thought that they made that comment after they saw her robot. They're like, "Oh, this is an anime for girls." Like,
maybe
they might have. Maybe that line wasn't said about her, but I wouldn't be surprised if she was like a fantasy mech shoujo, which is like not super common.
Why are there no mech shoujos?
Yeah, because we don't want that.
Girls definitely like robots. Come on.
Come on.
It's in the Megas XLR theme. Chicks dig giant robots.
But are the robots gonna fall in love?
Yes.
That's my question. There was
How do you think baby Transformers are made?
Oh my. Oh my. What did you guys think of the like overall dynamic between Soda and the girl who kills herself? Like, did that make you mad at him? How he handled it? Like, what did you think of that whole thing?
I thought it was realistic, actually, which I kind of liked. How like somebody who you're close with that you meet online, suddenly they get popular in their field, and you kind of get jealous about it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
really
interesting.
liked that.
And then I liked how they went to go visit the what was it, like a manga con or whatever you call it, and then the things they did there was really nice.
I just couldn't believe that she was pouring her heart out to him in text about like how heartbroken she was, and he's literally like, well, I've never experienced it, so I can't say. I was like, you are such a massive jerk.
Yeah.
Like, oh my word, it was so mean.
Boys can be stupid.
So stupid.
Did anyone else love her voice though?
Her voice was nice.
It was kind of like that typical like precious little girl voice.
Yeah.
Like a rasp.
Like she's an angel. I thought she was going to look more like Altair. Like maybe they're going to say that she was like that character. But I think it's more interesting that she created that character. And was it based on Soda's drawing? Was that what they were saying?
No.
It was based on this other character.
Yeah, from another series.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like something Sota did and then she kind of did it her own way.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the super lame Deus Ex Machina midway through the show?
What was it? I don't remember.
It's when they're having that big fight with Altair and Celestia, and then she gets knocked out for the count, and then her creator comes in and then quickly types up a redesign and then puts it out there to the internet, and then within like seconds it's like viral, and then she has the approval needed to change her design and be more powerful.
I like that a lot because she reverted back and still had to go to the hospital.
Oh, I thought it was so goofy.
That was the thing he already wrote, remember, from their tests? He just published it.
I know, and then within literally 5 seconds, it's everywhere. It's on a news site. Like, what?
Yeah, that was dumb.
It was... no, though.
I would have liked it better.
If you follow some of these news Twitters and stuff, they get the news, I just snapped. I don't know why I did that.
I would have liked it better if it if the rules of how the revisions work, if it didn't need a certain amount of approval. I think that's kind of weird to put a limiter on that.
Also, you know what's really weird is that Celestia was from the anime incarnation. So she
Yeah.
wasn't even from the manga incarnation. So why did a
Why did the
drawing affect her? It should have been
True.
should have been animated. So that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
The rules are really shaky.
Yeah,
How do the cameras work in the birdcage?
yeah, there are I was thinking there's no cameras here. How is everyone seeing this?
They're like trying to search drones flying around, and it's just like they clearly would not get these shots without people seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Or the audio, like somehow they're like getting the
They just-
perfect audio transmitted to the audience.
And somehow the cameras are totally fine existing in all of these massive explosions.
But what great explosions! Which brings us to what would Weeb think?
What would we think? We would like the fights. He would like the
He'd love
explosions.
Mirakoji.
Yeah, he would like
Mirakoji is
him.
big Weeb energy.
What girl would Weeb like the best?
Again, Magane. She's
You think?
just chaos incarnate.
But she doesn't she doesn't really get fight scenes. She mostly talks.
Or
I think
I
he
think
would
he might like
like-
Alice just because she beats people up even though she's stupid.
Yeah, I was thinking he'd like Alice too.
I was thinking Mimika, actually.
You think he'd like Mamika?
Yeah, because she has like the biggest explosions of all.
Heart explosions.
Yeah.
You definitely like the Code Babylon.
Blitz.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's cool.
She's very cool. We like the art, and I thought
Oh,
the
such-
voice acting was good.
The sound direction though is just so great.
What studio did this?
Troika?
Yeah.
Unfamiliar.
They have done that Adenola Zero.
Okay.
They have done that's about it.
I did
the
like
only thing I've heard of on this list.
the sound design was pretty good in some places. I thought it was a little too loud at some like a lot of parts where it's just like bang 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 explosions and like the music would pick up and it's like whoa. But overall I thought it was, typical of a high budget show.
I just wish it was 12 episodes. Come on, guys.
And they had
we didn't need
that-
24 episods or 22 episodes of this.
No, definitely not. And
Like,
they had
we
that
could've had-
one. Wait, they had this one piano theme that would play for every sad part, and it was good. But I was like, could we have any other song?
Well,
Didn't they-
they paid a very big what are they called? Music producer?
A
Music composer?
Yeah.
So they probably couldn't afford too many songs.
They're like, you
Yeah, I
got
noticed
one, and
that-
that's it.
They used the theme song, the second theme song, a lot in the fights when
Yeah.
stuff was really happening. The theme song would come in. And I was like, oh yeah.
Or they'd use the "Want to Find the Reason Why My Friends All Died" song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
the
song's so
theme
good.
song, isn't it? Of the second one?
No, it's
Then
neither
is
of the
that-
OPs.
Oh. Well, then they use that as their theme song.
Yeah, that's like the theme, but not the theme, like not the OP. Like this is the same guy who did the Kill soundtrack. So
The Kill a Kill?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the Kill a Kill song?
No, I don't.
Okay, never mind. Don't worry. Everyone knows it until my body's dry.
All right. Well, that brings us into our opening and ending themes. I found the first opening actually super interesting, and I would end up listening to it a lot of the times that I was watching the show.
It was great.
It was like a very interesting, unique tone that every time it would come on, I was like, ooh, I want to listen to this.
And like the visuals were great too.
Yeah,
I
that
loved how
was-
they like showed like they introduced each character and then like had their sort of world behind them,
Mm-hmm.
and then showed them in the world like next to their like in the real world next to their something advertising their story basically.
Yeah.
Like that shot of Megane walking on like the big poster of the story she's in.
Mm-hmm. I
great.
liked that they didn't put characters that we hadn't met yet in the theme until the episode that we met them.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
I think they did that, particularly
Uh.
with they did that with what's her face, the Otome girl, the dating game girl.
Yeah, that's just she started appearing in opening 2, which is what the same episode you meet them.
Oh, okay.
But opening
Well, I
1,
liked
every
that.
character was in it, even though you hadn't met them yet. But they
I
didn't
don't-
play it till episode 2 or 3.
I don't remember the ending themes really.
They're pretty forgettable. They weren't the best. They had some cool visuals. I really liked the one where it was like they drew like chibi versions of each character and had them
Yeah.
like around in like real world pictures
Mhm.
and like real art they did, like real concept art and stuff.
That's
That
cool.
was really cool.
Yeah, I don't remember much of the OPs or EP.
Oh, an ending. There was a special ending in episode 13, which was the music video
Oh yes, I
that-
do remember that.
Altair's from.
Oh, cool. I don't know if I watched that.
It was really cool.
I liked in the recap where like Meteor was gonna sing it, and then she like starts, and then she's like, "I'm just kidding.
She's
I'm
like-
not gonna do."
I just-
And she was bad. She was a bad singer.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Which is
Okay.
hilarious because I'm pretty sure that voice actor does a ton of singing.
Yeah.
Actually.
Usually they do. So it's actually
does the-
impressive to be able to sing really like tone
Yeah.
deaf. That's really
Mhm.
She's
hard
Ram,
to do.
by the way, if you didn't recognize that.
She's
I did.
actually Rem, like that's the voice actress.
That's Ram. Yeah.
So this is just Rem again, basically.
Yeah.
She
You
does,
can hear
yeah.
it in everything she says.
Yeah, she sounds
She
exact-
also-
Well, she also looks like Rem.
Yeah.
Kind of. Guess who else she is?
No,
Our
just
favorite
Tony.
quintuplets. Guess which her
Oh my
favorite
word.
quintuplets she is?
You think I remember?
Oh,
any
she's
of
the nerd.
quintuplets
She's the
names?
nerdy one.
No. She's the one that we all hate, the star-haired girl.
Oh, the
Oh,
She
uppity
sings
really?
the
one.
opening song with them.
The uppity one.
No. Oh, I guess uppity. The
She's
one that doesn't
mean.
really isn't in the story, but we all know she's gonna be the girl he ends up with.
Oh, so not the mean one.
Oh, she is
So,
the main
yeah,
one.
the one that loves eating food.
I don't remember. Is she the mean one or not the mean one?
There were two mean ones. She's
the
one of the
one-
Sundari ones.
She,
Okay, there's one that's very mean.
Is she the one
Yeah.
that he first meets?
Yeah, the first one
Yeah.
Whatever.
with the stars in her hair.
I hate them all.
How could you
I
hate
did not
me?
think we'd be talking about QQ on this episode.
Listen, QQ season 2 is coming out, and I gotta get our advertisement.
Thank goodness it won't be out for a while.
She's also Somali. She sings the Somali theme. That's so great.
All right, tell me your out of 10 ratings. Let's get this over with.
Okay, theme.
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's not the best, but compared to like other like 6s that I've seen, it does some really cool, interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
And I can forgive the kind of slower exposition dumps that happen in the beginning of the show for the good stuff that happens kind of midway and then towards the end. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
Makes sense. As?
Yeah, I'm also a 7. I used to have this at an 8 because I forgot all the stupid parts. So
But then
You
you
know.
realize the error of your ways.
I'm glad that you saw the light.
you
and
only remember the
adjusted.
good stuff usually.
I'm gonna give it a 6 because it is just fine. I like the
That's fair.
characters. I like some of the stuff that happens, but it's just such a mess. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
give it a 6.
That's fair.
I'm giving it a 7 because mostly the visuals are just really on point. The story definitely needs work.
The
But
comedy is pretty good too.
yeah, the comedy beats are really good. They really
Ooh.
need to just make the other shows instead because those were all 10 times more interesting.
It's true.
What
Also, I
is-
would have really liked if I said this in the Discord. I would have really loved if they could have. I know it's going to be probably really difficult to do this to get like real IP for like anime, manga, and the video games in there. But that would
Yeah,
have
that
been
would
really
Don't you
cool
want
to
to
see.
see
Cool.
Goku kill Luffy?
Yeah,
No, not boring ones like that. Pick pick
Beloved
ones that are
anime
from
characters.
like recently.
But it has to be the most popular things. Goku and Luffy.
I don't know if it has to be the absolutely most popular things. It just has to be popular things.
instead of
Well,
like
you know Krito's gonna show up, or not Krito. What's the other girl? What's the girl? Asuna?
Yeah.
She's gonna show up. She'll be our Celestia.
instead
I'd
of
be-
Blitz,
Everyone loves her.
instead of
Well,
Blitz, you
did
could
you-
have Dazai.
Oh yes.
Yes.
They didn't. It's funny. There was no like typical shonen, like Goku.
Well, that's Sota.
Deku. Oh my goodness.
Sota, no.
Well, no.
No, it's
Ryu
not.
is. Ryu is. Or
Robot Boy.
Yeah, Robot Boy is
But
literally a shonen
he's not the
protagonist.
typical like battle one though. He's like not Naruto. He's not Goku.
He
he's
is,
not. I don't think so.
He's like hot-headed and like
well, he doesn't want
just
to be
wants
the
to do what he
best,
wants.
right? He just wants to like goof around.
Yeah, we don't have anyone
Yeah.
that's like intense, like the typical intense shonen.
I guess.
Character.
Well, Sho is. Nah, he's not really. He's more like. Kind of.
I'm just saying we don't have
Wasn't
that
enough.
archetype. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't think that necessarily the most popular things were chosen. I just think popular things were chosen.
Probably just didn't have a good shonen that they weren't willing to pitch as an actual thing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Don't you want to bet these were actual things they pitched at one point and they just failed?
I saw an article where they
Probably not.
they wrote about the inspirations for the fake ones in the show. I didn't read it, but I might have to go back and read that.
Yeah,
That'd be
that sounds
interesting.
interesting. I've seen that before in shows, like in Bakuman. All the shows that they pitch are so interesting,
Yeah.
and like I would totally watch those. But then they're not real. They're just in the manga, in the show.
It's like, why are these not real? They
Yeah.
could totally be real.
What are similar show recommendations for this?
Isekai Quartet, which is just a gag show, but similar
Yeah, just
enough.
Any
Pick your isekai.
Any isekai.
Saga,
I'm
ReZero.
just gonna go with Ixion Saga DT again.
Yeah, stop doing so many isekai. There's just so many of them.
Yeah.
I know.
And they're all so popular.
I'm getting so tired of them.
What are we watching next week? Are we watching Keijo or are we watching Anohana?
I think it's
I thought we were
Keijo.
doing Keijo.
Okay.
Do you want to cry? We could do
No,
Anohana.
let's do Keijo.
Keijo might make me cry, but
Yeah, it's
Different
so good it'll
tears.
make you cry for sure.
All right,
Yeah.
so everyone, we're doing Keijo next week.
oh, by
and
the
if
way,
you have-
Weeb cannot wait to do Keijo.
Oh yeah, Weeb is.
He's
is,
gonna try and skip out on it, and he's a nerd for it.
He's.
I
I
You'd
want
think
him to
Weeb's
watch
a
it.
nerd. If Weeb doesn't watch Keijo, please tweet at him at whatever his Twitter is.
That brings
Or
us
you
into
can-
our stuff.
Yeah, you can tweet us at the Air We Weeb.
And send
just
us an
tag
email.
Weeb.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
tag
or
him
send us an email.
at the
Tag
airweweeb@gmail.com.
Yeah, I didn't make
Yeah.
a failed square joke this week, but that's okay.
Well, there you go.
It wasn't
that,
natural.
That counts as a reference right there.
Okay.
Oh hey, Tim, do you have a Weeb word of the day?
I do. These are getting more hard and hard to do, but I have one. It is Akuto. Akuto?
What does that mean?
Akuto. It means villain.
Oh,
Yeah, because there's a lot
That's
of
a weird word.
villains in like anime.
and life.
And justice.
There's villains in justice.
Well, you have to have a villain to have justice.
You mean you have to have a villain to fight against for justice?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that about
Right.
does it. This is the ending music happening now, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on. Let me just. I will lay down my sword. My rebellion is yours.
What are you
And I
doing?
know I'm not
What
the
song is this?
first to have come here.
What are you
Someone
doing?
told me you can help me with so many layers. I'm a danger, I'm a stranger.
What are you singing?
full of anger. But I need to know to be with him.
Okay,
You'll
I'm
be
turning my
happy.
recording off. I'm
Oh,
stopping.
creator.
Okay, goodbye.
I'm keeping it going.
Bye.
Goodbye.